or what may happen to a person when he reaches a position of power and is introduced to the power of money. Effects. Bad form of politics is born through corruption, and corruption will ultimately lead to social and economic inequality. I'll be talking about economic inequality as it stands with the concept of money. Corruption will ultimately lead to economic inequality, as the rich can just buy their way through while the poor will remain poor. Economic inequality shows the difference in gap between the rich and the poor, where the rich will get richer and the poor will remain poor.
Exactly.
Economic inequality can reach bad states where sometimes even 10% of the population may control well over 80% of a nation's wealth. Forms of bad politics. There are many different forms of bad politics, be it in religion, ethnicity, race, or gender. I'll be discussing two of these, politics and religion and politics and ethnicity, with examples. Starting, religious politics. The use of politics is an ever growing problem in Indian society. Nowadays, politicians often play the political card to get an easy following and support of the uneducated masses who blindly follow religions, who blindly follow religious activities. Religious politics will ultimately lead to hate politics, where hatred is used as a means of dividing societies against each other, of dividing societies against each other, which will lead to communal violence, and communal violence will lead to riots and protests between different communities. Politics and ethnicity. Just like politics and religion, politics and ethnicity is dirty politics, which are played by politicians where different ethnicities are put against each other for the politicians' greed for power, are paid for the greed of the politicians by dividing up ethnicities against each other. Examples of politics and religion. I brought up two examples. One, countries which adopt a specific religion as their official religion and religious monuments. First of all, multiple countries around the world adopt a specific religion as their official one. Prime examples are England and Pakistan. England has adopted Christianity as their official religion, and Pakistan has adopted Islam. In this form of politics, we can see the politicians choosing a specific religion, usually that of the majority, to appease to the majority population. But what this will ultimately lead to is the alienation of the minority community from the majority. Second, religious monuments. Biggest and prime example of this is the newly inaugurated Ram Mandir. Though I have no issues with the Ram Mandir itself, there is no denying that this is a political stunt made by the politicians. It is no coincidence that the Ram Mandir was inaugurated in the exact year as the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Politics and ethnicity. Example. The most recent and best example is a case of Manipur, which I personally relate to the most. Manipur's situation is unique. It is more than just communal violence or riots. It is a complete war-like situation where the political leaders are purposely instigating even more hatred and violence between the ethnicities. The situation in Manipur is a prime example of what happens when you let hateful politics reign over normal politics. Now, to finally conclude my presentation, I would like to show some methods of prevention or reducing of bad politics. Because realistically speaking, it is near impossible to completely erase bad politics from India or around the world. I have brought up three possible solutions. First of all, education. The most basics of the basics. An educated populace will not be manipulated easily by the politicians. An educated populace will question religious motives by the politicians. Second, stricter laws. Stricter laws should be enforced against politicians who practice hate campaign, who practice hate speeches in their campaigns, as this will slow down the spread of hate politics. Secular society. All countries around the world should adopt a secular society. Rather than favoring one specific religion, they should adopt a secular society where all religions, be it the majority or minority, may live together without the feeling of alienation. This will increase unity between different communities and will only prosper growth. Thank you for listening to my next presentation and may you have a good day.
Thank you, Kipame.